In the heart of a bustling city, where the noise of life often drowned out the whispers of love, there lived a couple named Mia and Alex. They had been married for 5 years, and while their love was deep and genuine, the routine of daily life had begun to dull the sparkle in their relationship. They both yearned for something more, something to reignite the passion and excitement they once felt. It was during one of their quiet evenings, sitting on the couch with the glow of the television flickering in the background, that they made a pact. They would embark on a journey to make their relationship interesting again. The first step they took was to revisit the very essence of their bond: communication. They set aside time each week for what they called date night in, where they would turn off their devices, cook a meal together, and share their thoughts and dreams. They rediscovered the joy of conversation, diving deep into topics they had never explored before. They talked about their childhood dreams, their fears, and even their wildest fantasies. Through these conversations, they learned that Alex had always wanted to travel to Japan during cherry blossom season, while Mia had a secret desire to learn how to dance the tango. This unveiling of dreams sparked a fire within them, prompting them to make plans to fulfill these aspirations together. With a renewed sense of purpose, Mia and Alex decided to create a bucket list of experiences they wanted to share. They wrote down everything from simple pleasures, like picnicking in the park, to grand adventures, such as skydiving. Each item on the list was a promise to themselves, a commitment to explore life together. They chose to start small, planning a weekend getaway to a nearby town they had never visited. They packed their bags with excitement, leaving behind the familiar comforts of home. The road trip was filled with laughter, spontaneous singing, and a shared playlist that echoed their love story. Upon arriving at their destination, they checked into a quaint little bed and breakfast, where they were greeted with warm smiles and homemade cookies. They spent their days wandering through art galleries, trying local cuisine, and getting lost in each other's company. One evening, as they strolled hand in hand along the waterfront, the sun setting in a blaze of orange and pink, they shared a kiss that felt like the first one they had ever shared. It was a moment of pure magic, reminding them of the beauty of being present with one another. Encouraged by their adventure, they decided to incorporate spontaneity into their daily lives. They began to surprise each other with little gestures, notes hidden in lunchboxes, unexpected flowers, or planning impromptu date nights. One Friday, Mia came home to find Alex had transformed their living room into a cozy movie theater, complete with popcorn, blankets, and a lineup of their favorite films. They spent the night laughing, reminiscing, and falling in love all over again. As the seasons changed, so did their approach to intimacy. They recognized that physical connection was just as important as emotional connection. They began to explore new ways to be together, taking dance classes, joining a hiking group, and even experimenting in the kitchen with exotic recipes. Each shared experience brought them closer, building a sense of teamwork and trust. They discovered that dancing brought them closer, not just physically, but emotionally as well. With every twirl and dip, they learned to communicate without words, expressing their love through movement. The couple also made a conscious effort to prioritize their individual interests. They recognized that a healthy relationship thrived on the ability to grow both together and apart. Mia took up painting, finding solace in colors and canvases, while Alex joined a local book club, diving into stories that sparked his imagination. They encouraged each other's passions, often discussing their latest creations over dinner, which led to deeper conversations and a richer understanding of one another. Mia and Alex also ventured into the world of adventure sports, signing up for rock climbing classes. The thrill of scaling walls together not only challenged their physical limits, but also fostered a sense of camaraderie and support. They cheered each other on, celebrating every small victory, and learning to trust one another in ways they had never imagined. The exhilaration of conquering fears together only strengthened their bond. As time passed, they realized that making their relationship interesting was not just about grand gestures or extravagant trips. It was about finding joy in the mundane, discovering beauty in the everyday moments. They began to cherish their morning coffee rituals, turning them into moments of connection rather than mere routines. They would sit together on the balcony, sipping their drinks, watching the world wake up, and sharing their thoughts for the day ahead. One day, as they reflected on their journey, they decided to take it a step further. They began to write a blog together, sharing their adventures, insights, and the lessons they learned along the way. It became a creative outlet, allowing them to express their thoughts and feelings while inspiring others to nurture their relationships. The blog turned into a community where they connected with other couples, exchanging stories and ideas that enriched their own experiences. Through this process, they learned that relationships require effort, creativity, and a willingness to embrace change. They discovered that love is not a destination, but a journey, one that evolves and transforms over time. The spark they had reignited was not just a fleeting flame, but a steady fire that warmed their hearts and illuminated their lives. Years later, as they celebrated their anniversary, Mia and Alex reflected on how far they had come. They had built a life filled with laughter, adventure, and deep connection. They had learned that making a relationship interesting was not about avoiding the mundane, but about embracing it with open hearts and minds. They had grown together, and in doing so, they had created a love story that was uniquely theirs, a story that would continue to unfold with each passing day. Could Mia and Alex's relationship be similar to yours? Still in love but feels like the hot flames are burning out? Try out some of these techniques and get the fire burning again.